Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well tonight. We're so glad that you've taken the time to join us for our midweek live. I just want to remind you guys that if you want to invite someone, share the link, invite a friend to watch with us. Here in just a little bit, we're going to do a game. Josiah is going to lead out again, and then Brad is going to come and do the sermon. And we're going to end with a song and just a few announcements. So this is the same order as last week. It was one of our smoothest ones, so we're going to try to see what we can do this week. But once again, let's just get ready to have a great time tonight. So Joe, come on down and let's see what he's got for a game tonight.
All right, everybody, I'm so glad you're tuning in tonight. As Brett mentioned, I am hosting the game, and this is the part of the stream where I get to make a fool of myself and you guys get to play games. So we're gonna jump right into it. This game is called Food or Fitness, and the point is decide whether the name on the screen is the name of a workout or a food dish. So we're gonna have a name up and you're gonna decide, okay, is that a workout that people do or is that the name of a food dish at some sort of restaurant, all right? So Brett, we'll pull up the first one. This is an example, all right? So the bubble and squeak. Now is that the name of a food dish or is that the name of a fitness workout? You guys can comment down below and see what you think. Bubble and squeak. All I know is if that is a food dish, I would not be eating that, that's for sure.
Nevaeh says food.
Food, all right. Nevaeh was food.
Anyone else?
Caitlin says fitness.
Do we want to count this as a
Go for
practice or
Go
a real
for
one?
it.
Oh, let's lot. Let's do it.
All right, this is a real one. All right, so Nevaeh is food.
Dan says workout. Ryan says food.
Timmy says fitness. All right, you ready for the correct answer?
Yep, you are ready.
It is food.
Food. Bubble and squeak is a food. All right, great job on that one, everybody.
Your dad says it's food you eat while you work out.
Oh, wow, there you go. That's one way of thinking about it. That's for
All right,
sure.
so Ryan got it correct.
So Ryan was correct.
Mm-hmm.
And Nevaeh was correct.
Nevaeh was the first one to say food.
Okay, so Nevaeh.
All right, Nevaeh gets the point.
Emily got it right, but Nevaeh was the one to first say food.
All right, here's your next one.
All right, here's the next one, guys. Devils on horseback. Is that food or fitness? Comment down below. Keep them rolling in, guys. Some of it may be a little behind, but we'll definitely get you. Devils on horseback.
Nevaeh says fitness. Emily says food.
Caitlin says food. Katie says food. Timmy says fitness.
Anybody else? 5, 4, 3, 2,
Dan says working out.
1.
It is
It
food.
is food.
That is gross looking. So who said food first?
It's bacon though. So
Caitlin
that's not
or
too bad.
who is the Instagram?
Nevaeh.
Okay.
Nevaeh and Emily.
All right, so who got the points on that one?
All three of those. They all had them relatively fast.
Okay, so Nevaeh's got 2. Here's number 3, Joe.
All right, number 3, alligator drags. Is
Nevaeh
that
says she said fitness. So
food
she
or
got that
fitness?
right.
Okay.
Oh, way to be honest. Thank
Yeah.
you, Nevaeh. That's what we want here. All right. All right, alligator drags. Come on, guys, let's go. Get some guesses in here.
Ryan says fitness. Katie says food. Caitlin says fitness.
Good guess. It's all over the place, man.
Instagram hasn't guessed yet.
Food for Ryan. Fitness for Timmy. Workout for Timmy.
All right, come on, guys. Get your guesses in real quick. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is fitness. Alligator drags. All right, we'll go to the next one.
Who got that
I
point?
think
Oh.
Caitlin got it.
Caitlin?
think
All
Caitlin
right, I'll
got
add the point.
Caitlin, you were the first one.
Caitlin's got 2.
Well, way to go. Way to go. I think that's what Bob Caldwell does. That's his
Alright.
workout.
Yeah,
It's a
That's
tough
his
one.
workout.
Exactly. And every time he goes down, he takes another bite.
That's it. That's it.
There you go. All right, next one, bangers and mash. I'll have some bangers and mash, or I'm gonna do some bangers and mash. Who knows? It's you guys' turn to guess. Get the guesses rolling in.
Katie
here.
says food.
Katie says
Nevaeh
food.
says food. They were right on same
Wow.
same time there.
All right, keep it up, guys.
Got a lot of food for that one. Landon, Timmy, Beth, Caitlin.
Any more guesses? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bangers and mash is a food. That does look pretty good. I would eat that. I like that.
That's what you eat when you're doing alligator.
So Caitlin
Yeah,
and
exactly.
who?
Caitlin and Nevaeh.
Gets a little bit messy, but
Yeah,
you're working
That's-
out soon.
I know.
Who cares?
I mean, that's how Bob Caldwell has that great physique.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here's the next one. Toad in the hole. Toad in the hole. Let's see what you guys think. Get some guesses coming in. Come on. Come on,
Food
Instagram
for
guys.
Caitlin.
Food.
Bob just says yes.
Yes.
Fitness for Katie.
All right, got some different answers.
Fitness for Ryan.
Landon says fitness.
Lane says fit.
I don't get anything coming from Instagram.
All right, Insta, keep it
How
going,
do I-
guys. Come on.
Ready to see the answer, Joe?
All right, yeah, well, let's see the answer. Toad in the hole is a food. Great job. In a second, we'll have who got that point. And that I would eat that. I'd say that looks well. Depending on what's in it. If there's toads in it, I'm not gonna do that one. I don't know why it's called that, but yeah, it's a little worrisome. All right, who got that one?
Well, Instagram got kicked off for
Um,
just a little bit there. They can,
Now.
but they're back. They're back. They're back.
That's all right. Well, we cannot count that one then. Is that?
Beth says I'm not eating anything from a hole. Shrimp squat. I don't know.
Well said.
We lost a little bit there because we were dealing with the Instagram issue.
All right, we'll go ahead and do shrimp squat here. All right, what do you guys think a shrimp squat is? Is it a food or fitness?
Timmy says fitness.
Timmy says fitness. All right,
Landon says fitness.
fitness. Man. I guess the squat.
Nevaeh says fitness.
Wow.
Caitlin thinks she got the point.
Who knows?
I think that's everybody.
Is that everyone?
I think
All
that's
right.
everyone.
All right.
Yes.
Here's the answer. It is fitness. Great job, guys. It's like kind
I've
of
got
across
Timmy
the
on
board.
the board for that one.
Timmy got that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great job, Timmy. There you go. All right, do we have any more?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Donkey kick. Is that food or fitness?
That's Bob Caldwell's specialty.
Oh yeah.
From Baba.
Everything he cooks, we call it donkey kick because it hurts so bad to eat it.
Hey, Cody Walker's watching.
Oh wow. Wow.
Timmy says fitness. Landon says fitness. Beth says fitness. Nevaeh says fitness.
Everybody's saying fitness.
I think Timmy got it.
Timmy's
Either
in first.
him or Nevaeh
Okay.
on the Instagram side.
All right, here's the answer.
We'll see the answer. It is fitness.
So we're going to give one to Timmy and one to Nevaeh?
All right. They are tied at 2, I believe.
Nevaeh's got 3.
Nevaeh's got 3. That's what I meant. All right. Do we have any more, Brett? We got more. 2 more. All right. Here, Welsh rabbit. Is that food or fitness? Now, you might think it'd be food because people do eat rabbit, but at the same time, rabbit, it could be some sort of like jumping fitness action. Who knows? All right. So get the guesses coming in. Not one guess is stupid. All right.
Katie says fitness.
Fitness.
Nevaeh says food.
Lance,
Ooh, we
or
got
Landon
some.
says food.
mixed up answers here. Let's see who it is. Let's see what it is. All right, I'm gonna count down for you guys. 5.
What about the Scottish rabbit?
4,
Just
3.
thinking. If you have a Welsh rabbit, you could have a Scottish rabbit.
That's true. 2, 1. It is food. So let's see who got that one.
I've got Landon as the first on
And
Facebook.
Nevaeh on Instagram.
Oh,
All
Landon
right.
and Nevaeh. Nevaeh and Caitlin are tied.
Oh, great job.
We got
guys.
one more.
Keep it up.
One
One
more.
more. This
Here we
last
go.
one. This is one for you guys to pull through. All right, the sideline clam. Is this fitness or food? Food or fitness? Either one. All right, keep the guests coming in. See if Nevaeh or Caitlin can come out with a win here.
Fitness for Caitlin.
Fitness for Nevaeh. Noah Caldwell, fitness.
Noah, good guess.
Bob Caldwell, foodness.
Foodness.
Beth
There you
Newbold,
go.
fitness.
Could be both. We don't know. Well, we do know because it's in our next slide, but you guys don't know. I'll tell you that. All right, keep the guests coming in. We'll show you
Ready?
in a second. 3, 2, 1. All right, sideline clam is fitness. Look at that. Look at that
All right,
motion there.
I've got
That's
Caitlin
good.
on Facebook as being the first one.
Caitlin got a point. And I
Did Nevaeh
believe
get a point on that?
Nevaeh was first on Instagram as well.
Who was?
Nevaeh.
Nevaeh was. All right, so this one is for Nevaeh and Caitlin to see who won.
All right, so nobody else, just Nevaeh and Caitlin for this one. This is a tiebreaker.
This is the last one right here.
All right, this is the last one. All right, inchworm. Inchworm. What do you guys think? Nevaeh and Caitlin. Let's get your guesses in real quick.
She says fitness. Caitlin says fitness.
Nevaeh says fitness.
Fit. All
Who was
right.
first?
You spoke out the word Caitlin before,
Okay.
but
If they both said fitness, is that correct, Joe?
Looks like it. It is fitness.
Caitlin's your winner.
All right, so Caitlin's a winner. Wow, good job, Caitlin. Thank you guys for tuning in for the beginning. Brad is going to come up and preach next, and this was a good game. Well, tune in for the beginning next time for a good intro and countdown, and for a great game. We don't know what it is yet, but it'll be great to find out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pray, and Brad's going to come up and preach for you guys. All right. Dear Lord, thank you so much for today. I just want to pray for Brad coming to share a message with everybody, with all the students here. And I want to thank you for everyone tuning in. I know this is a hard time, and I know that just everything has changed, but it really does mean a lot to us to see people still wanting to learn and grow through Christ. And God, you are amazing. Thank you for the opportunities you are able to give to us. And I pray for the students listening, just that they can learn and really open their hearts for you, God. In Jesus' name, amen.
all right, guys, welcome again. Thank you for joining with us on Facebook and Instagram, and then later on YouTube. We're so glad that you guys have jumped in with us tonight. We're starting a new series, and we're excited about it. We're going to be going through the book of Proverbs. We're going through a series called The Path. We're excited about it. I know that it's different when we're not connected in real life, like you guys are here in this room, but I hope that you will follow along with us, get excited about looking at the book of Proverbs. Many of you might be reading a proverb a day. That's really awesome. I know that's been a challenge that's been around for a while, and so you might be familiar with the book of Proverbs, but we're going to be jumping into it over the next 6 weeks. Tonight I'm going to share, next week Brett's going to jump in, we're going to go rotate back and forth. It's going to be a really good time. And we're still looking forward to the day where we're all back together. We really have hope that that's going to be, at some point, hopefully, as we enter in the summer. So Proverbs, the verses will be on the screen. Proverbs is known as a book of wisdom, which wisdom is something that is unique. It's something that we aren't, just to be honest, a lot of people struggle with wisdom. A lot of people will confuse wisdom with knowledge or intelligence. Intelligence is you know things. Like when someone's an intelligent person, they know things. But wisdom is knowing what to do in various situations. Being wise, being able to make wise decisions. In some ways, it's kind of like street smarts. You may have heard people use the phrase, well, they've got a lot of street smarts. Street smarts is a little bit different, but wisdom is kind of similar to that. Being someone who is able to be in a situation and know what's the wisest thing to do. Wisdom is something that we are told to ask from God, and He will give it to us if we ask genuinely with a pure heart. And so that's a great promise that we have. And we can also get wisdom from the book of Proverbs. It's one of the reasons that we have Proverbs, is to make us wise followers of Jesus as we imitate Jesus, who is the one who is ultimately the wise one. So a little bit of an introduction for us so we kind of understand what's going on in Proverbs, okay? Proverbs, most of it was written by a man by the name of King Solomon. In fact, he was extremely wise. When God asked him what he could give him, he said wisdom. In fact, in 1 Kings 4:32, it says this about this King Solomon. It says, Solomon spoke 3,000 proverbs, and his songs numbered 1,005. Which I think it's funny, the writer just didn't make it 1,000. He wanted us to know it's 1,005. He goes on to say, he spoke about trees, from the cedar in Lebanon to the hyssop growing out of the wall. He also spoke about animals, birds, reptiles, and fish. Emissaries of all people, sent by every king on earth who heard of his wisdom, came to listen to Solomon's wisdom. So apparently, he was extremely wise, and he was known to be wise. Today, if he was living today, he would have a ton of degrees, right? He would have, his name would be listed and then have all these little commas at the end with all these PhDs and different things. He would be a Grammy award-winning singer-songwriter, right? He would be a person who's written books on philosophy, zoology, herpetology, ichthyology, and probably a few other ologies that I don't know and didn't have time to look up what they meant, all right? He was that kind of smart person, but wise with also his intelligence. And so Proverbs has 31 Proverbs. That's why a lot of people read it every day, because we have 30 to 31 days in most of our months besides February, right? The first 24 chapters of Proverbs was written by Solomon. Chapters 25 through 29 was written by Solomon, but weren't added to Proverbs until later when they were compiled during the time of King Hezekiah. And then Proverbs 30 was written by a man by the name of Argur, son of Jacob. And Proverbs 31 was written by King Lemuel, who these two guys must have also been really wise. So Solomon wrote the major chunk of Proverbs. Like, he's the one who's accredited with most of the book of Proverbs. But tonight we're going to be looking at Proverbs chapter 7, which honestly might be one of the strangest of all the Proverbs, because instead of it just being a chapter of proverb after proverb, Solomon tells a story. And tonight we're going to introduce this concept of the path by looking at the fact that the direction that you're on determines your destination. Another way to say it is that the road that you're on determines where you'll end up. Makes sense, right? Like, if you get on a road headed to somewhere, that's where you're going to be. For example, if I got onto Interstate 44, which is just, a few exit up from us where we're at here at the Ridge Church, got up on Interstate 44, headed east, right? I will eventually end up in St. Louis if I keep going. I will not end up in Arkansas. It's impossible. The road that you're on determines the direction or the destination that you will be. And here's another thing about this proverb. I can't want to go somewhere else than the path that I'm on. Like, I can't get on Interstate 44 headed northeast and think I'm going to head to Florida. No matter how much I want to be in Florida right now, right? I'm in desperate need of being like around baseball and the beach and things like that, right? But no matter how much my intentions or my desires are to be in Florida, if I get on Interstate 44, headed northeast, I end up in St. Louis. Not even if I pack my bags with a swimsuit, put in sunscreen, grab some Disney tickets, I won't end up in Orlando. I will end up in St. Louis. In fact, Interstate 44 will end in St. Louis. That's the only destination that path goes. Another preacher said it this way, describing this concept. He said, your direction, not your intention, determines your destination. Think about that tonight, student. Your direction, not your good intentions, determines what destination you're going to end up at. A lot of times we can have really great intentions and totally end up in the wrong place that we want to be. This works in geography on a map, but it also works in every area of our life. Whether it's fitness and sports, like if we work really hard and we end up on the right path, that's where we end up. But if we just have really good intentions and we don't work out, we don't practice, we don't make it. School's the same way, right? Your intentions in school don't determine your destination. Relationships, it also works in our spiritual lives. I can't tell you how many times I've counseled someone who didn't get the grade that they wanted, or even something tragic in their life happened. And I look back and I'm just thinking to myself, how did you not see that coming? That's the path that you were on. You were on that trajectory already. What did you expect was coming? You can have the best intentions and end up in the worst situations. It doesn't matter if you're the smartest person in the room, the best looking person, the strongest person, the most successful person, the most talented person. The path you take will determine the destination that you end up at. So let's look at what Solomon has to say in Proverbs chapter 7. We're going to start in verse 7 of chapter 7. Solomon tells a story. He says, I saw among the inexperienced, I noticed among the youths, a young man lacking sense, crossing the street near her corner. He strolled down the road to her house. You can kind of sense where the story is going, right? Something's coming. Something bad is happening. Solomon is telling us this story as he was looking out this window and he saw this young man. Verse 9, at twilight in the evening, in the dark of night. You see it, right? He's a young man going out at night, strolling around, looking for trouble. He's looking to do something that honestly he shouldn't be doing. He knows what he is doing. He's going to have a night to remember, something he can tell his friends about the next day at school, right? And Solomon is looking down at him from his window, and Solomon can totally see what's coming. The young man is thinking about how great a night he's going to have, how exciting an event this will be, but that's the problem. He thought this would be a night disconnected from the rest of his life. But the truth is, this was a step down a path that would lead somewhere. Look at verse 10. A woman came to meet him, dressed like a prostitute, having a hidden agenda, right? This is pretty serious stuff. Verse 11, she is loud and defiant. Her feet do not stay at home. Now in the street, now in the squares, she lurks at every corner. Whoa, a different character comes into view. And this isn't going to go well for this young man, because the path that this young man is on, when he makes the decision to go out looking for trouble, and he finds it in this woman. Look at verse 13. So here's what she does. She grabs him and kisses him, right? This is unheard of in this culture. You don't do that in the time that Solomon is recording this. You don't just walk up to someone and kiss them, right? We won't read the rest of how this all goes on, but she begins to seduce him. She sets him up saying everything that he wants to hear, right? That her husband is not home, that just everything that this young man wants to hear, that's what she tells him. Warning lights should be going off on in this young man's head, but that's not what he's feeling. He's feeling something else. And then so Solomon then begins to tell the story from a different perspective. Look at verse 21. She seduces him with her persistent pleading. She lures him with her flattering talk. He follows her impulsively, like an ox going to the slaughter. Solomon sees it totally different. It's huge, right? Like an ox going to the slaughter, right? He goes on, like a deer bounding toward a trap. That's a pretty strong statement, Solomon, but this is the way Solomon sees it. He's like, young man, you were on a path. You've set down, your choices are taking you down a path that's going to lead you like an ox going to be slaughtered. Look at verse 23. Until an arrow pierces its liver like a bird darting into a snare. Like, it wasn't enough that this deer is bounding toward a trap. It's got an arrow pierced through its liver. It's a bird darted into a snare. He doesn't know it will cost him his life. This kid is clueless where this path is leading. But Solomon knows that this young man was throwing away his future. Now Solomon speaks directly to us. Look at verse 24. Now sons, listen to me and pay attention to the words from my mouth. Don't let your heart turn aside to her ways. Don't stray onto her paths. What Solomon's done here is that throughout the book of Proverbs, he describes wisdom as this woman. And now he's described foolishness as this woman. And he says, don't let your heart turn aside to her ways. Don't stray onto her paths. Guys, there's a path that leads down to foolishness, and the foolish path leads to destruction. This woman is folly, foolishness, and it always leads to death. Don't go down her path, is what Solomon is saying. Because this is what he says in verse 26. She has brought down many to death. Her victims are countless. In other words, there's been so many that have walked down this road. Verse 27, her house is the road to Sheol, which is another way to say hell, descending to the chambers of death. Here's what this young man didn't see, that Solomon sees. This young man saw this as a disconnected event. Just one night of fun, just one night of doing whatever, right? We've all been there. I'm not going to do this weekend. I'm not going to study this weekend. I'll just wing the test. And then we take the test on Monday and we bomb. Or what will it hurt if I hang out with this group of friends for one night? It's just one night. And then they end up doing something foolish and I get in trouble. Or it just won't hurt if we go just this far. Or what's one drink? It's just one drink. See, every path of destruction begins with it's just one event. But this is a path, a highway that leads to death. He is another person who has chosen a path that will take him to precisely where he doesn't want or plan to be. The complete opposite. We all have a tendency to pick paths that take us to places we don't want to go. A single woman says, I want to meet and one day marry a great Christian guy who has really got his act together, but then she dates whoever asks her out as long as he's cute. Or a single guy says, I want to have a great sex life once I'm married, so he practices with every girl he dates along the way. Or a young Christian says, I want to develop a deep and lasting intimacy with God, so he gets up every morning and checks Instagram and Snapchats all day long. right? A regular guy says, I want to get thin and I want to lose weight, and then later that day he says, can we supersize that? A couple says, we would like our children to develop a personal relationship with God, choose friends who are doing the same, and then they skip church every weekend to go to sporting events or to sleep in. Newlyweds determined to be financially secure by the time they reach their parents' age, and then adapt a lifestyle completely sustained by debt. Here's a real one. A high school freshman intends to graduate with a GPA that will get them the scholarship to the college that they want to go at, and then they neglect their studies. On and on that list can go, right? We've all seen it. We've all probably made those decisions that have led us on a path that we didn't want to be. Our decisions, guys, become pathways, is what Solomon is telling us. They're not just pastimes. They lead somewhere. They're not disconnected from our life. So let me ask you, are there in your life some disconnects? Like you have a goal in your mind of where you want to be in 5 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1 year, and you're completely disconnected right now from your life. Right now I know it's hard. Like you probably have some goals and some plans in different areas of your life, and things are just all over the place. Don't let those decisions affect where you want to be. Are there discrepancies between what you desire in your heart and what you're doing right now in your life? Right? Is there alignment between your intentions and your direction? If you've ever gotten lost, right, and who hasn't, you know that if you backtrack far enough, you can usually get your bearings and be on your way. Worst case, you've wasted a few minutes, a few hours. But when you get lost in life, you can't backtrack. You can't rewind time. You can waste an entire season of your life because you choose the wrong path. And nobody wants to waste the seasons of their life. Nobody wants to wake up their senior year of high school and wish they had taken a different path when they were a freshman or in middle school. Nobody wants to arrive at the end of marriage and wish that they had taken a different path when they were dating. Some of you know we go to camp every year called Super Summer. Several times I've gotten to lead the Silver Team, which is a group of seniors. And one of the things that I do with those seniors is I ask them if they felt like they had leveraged their 4 years of high school for the mission and the kingdom and the glory of God. It's always this really surreal moment. I always do it towards the end of the week after we've established a lot of trust and relationship. You can always hear a pin drop. Because let me tell you, a lot of seniors end up looking back at their 4 years of high school and wish that they could live it again, living it for Jesus, living on the mission, living for His glory instead of for their glory. I always remind them, hey, the best of your life is getting ready to come. And it always is. No matter what age you are, what's best is getting ready to come. We should always have that mindset that the future is always ahead of us. And I always tell them, so take that regret that you have now and do something with it in college. But here you guys are, different grades, yes, but still in high school or middle school. I know school's wrapping up and it's wrapping up in a different way. But when I think about this principle, this proverb of the path, I think of that. I think of establishing right now where you're at, leveraging the time that you have, saying this is the time that I'm going to do something for Jesus, for His glory, for His kingdom, for His mission. Right? The path we choose at these critical junctions, they don't just determine our destination for the following year, but for the following season of our life. So often, decisions that we make in middle school and freshman year and sophomore year determines the rest of our high school years. Which just raises the question again. Why would a guy like the one in Solomon's story walk down such a path? How come he doesn't see what's coming? Here's what it is. He doesn't think it's a path. He's thinking it's an event, a one-time occurrence. But the principle of the path says that our one-time events put us on a trajectory. Your direction, not your intentions, determine your destination. And some of you have been brokenhearted at various times in your life. And you wanted to know, why did God let this happen to me? The answer is, He didn't want this to happen to you. He wanted to stop it, but He couldn't stop you. Because those were the choices you were making. So, here's my question for you tonight. What direction are you headed in today? Right now, what direction are you headed in today? Like, what path are you on? Think of it this way. What path are you on morally? The morals of your life, what direction are they headed? Are they headed pure and holiness? Like, are you making choices that are morally pure in your dating life and in your conversations on Instagram and Snapchat and texting? And right now, like, it's hard. Everything is online. Right now, you can set yourself up for failure for the rest of your high school year because you're at home often on the internet, and you can choose a path that can lead you to a direction that you do not want to be, an addiction that you do not want to have. What direction are you headed? Relationally, right? With your family, with your friendships. Spiritually. Are you spending time with God? Right? Like, right now, what else do you have to do? Right? I know you're still doing schoolworks. Right? It's driving you nuts. But you also have plenty of time to spend it with the Lord. My second question then for us tonight is, how do you learn to choose the right path? For that, I want to give you the answers. I can't give you the answers for the other ones. Those you have to know for yourself. For this one, I can give you some answers. The first one is get wisdom. That's what we're going to be doing for the next several weeks. Getting wisdom from Solomon and the book of Proverbs. But you can do this on your own. Reading Proverbs will increase your wisdom. There's 31 chapters. I mentioned that already in the book of Proverbs. Read a chapter a day for the next 31 days. Just make it a go. I've got 31 days. Between now and the end of May, I'm gonna read one a day, right? Spend some time with the source of wisdom. Maybe you've already read through Proverbs, right? But you're not reading Scripture. You've backed off. Get in the Word right now. Get wisdom by getting in the Word, the source of wisdom. Second thing, get in community. And I know that this is hard, and this is maybe us looking forward to the future when we can actually be in community, but we still have our missional community that meets on Sunday nights, and it's helpful for this. But think of it this way. What if the guy in the story had a friend looking down from the window instead of a king just telling the story? And that friend in the window got to yell at him and say, "Don't do that! Don't go that way! Watch out!" That's what we have in community. We need others. Our destination doesn't need and shouldn't be made in isolation. I know that right now we're living in isolation, right? But our important decisions don't need to be made in isolation. You need godly friends in your life helping you and going, "Hey, stop that. That's a path you're going down, and you don't need to go that way." You need to seek wise counsel, and not just the counsel of friends. You need to seek the counsel of your parents. You need to seek the counsel of your leaders. I know that seems weird, me saying, "Hey, talk to us." But hey, talk to us. It's what Brett and I and your other leaders are for. We're here to help you with that. Seek wisdom by getting in community. And the third thing is make choices based on the long term and not the short term. Don't just do what feels good tonight. Do what's going to get you to your goal. Whatever your goal is, morally, relationally, spiritually. Don't just do it for today. Do it for tomorrow. The fourth one, though, is be with Jesus. In James, we're told that if we ask wisdom, He will give it. Spend some time with Jesus. Spend some time in the Word to get wisdom. Spend some time in prayer with Jesus to get wisdom. And go to Him and receive His grace when your path takes you to the wrong destination. There's grace there. And the more you spend time with Him, the more you become like Him, the more that you will be filled with the Spirit. And the more we're filled with the Spirit will lead us to the right decision. So student, see your life the way God sees your life, by thinking about it like a path, a series of steps that lead somewhere, instead of unrelated events, right? Make choices based on what will develop if you do something over a long period of time, because that's the path you're on every time you make a one-time decision. You've all probably heard of like coming to a fork in the road, right? I don't know if you've actually seen a real fork in the road though, right? Usually it's like you got two choices. Here's what I want you to do. Not right now, because here in a second Brett's getting ready to come up here and lead us in a song, but after you're done watching this video. Your parents may think you're weird, blame it on me, okay? I want you to go to the kitchen and I want you to get a fork. And I don't want you to eat with it. I don't want you to, poke your eyeball out with it or something like that. I want you to put it somewhere where over the next 6 weeks you'll see it, all right? And when you think of that fork, I want you to think of this. Every decision I make right now is a new fork in the road. Every decision I make takes me down a new path. And then ask the Lord, help me choose the right path. Let's pray. Father, Lord, we just thank you for technology and your word, and that we have the ability together, even when we're in isolation and disconnection, that we're not disconnected because of your Spirit, but also because of technology we can gather. And so, Lord, I just pray for the students that are tuning in, Lord, that you would help us all to be wise people who choose the right path, the path that would lead us to the place that you would want us to be. And when we do fail, when we do take the wrong path, Lord, that we would see it, we would recognize it, we would turn around and in your grace, get back on the right path. Lord, we love you. And Lord, we long to be together. But while we're not together, Lord, would you just be with us? Thank you.
So we're going to continue our service with just a song. And so if you guys know it, sing along with me. It's called Build My Life.
Worthy
So as we end tonight, I hope that you guys really did hear those words in the song. And that's my prayer, that's Brad's prayer, and just all of our leaders. We're praying that God would open our eyes, that we could see Him, that we could see just others right now, and that we can show them His love and just these small random acts of kindness. And so think about that, the challenge that we're giving you guys this week. Every decision that you make determines the direction that you're heading. So a few quick announcements for you guys really quick. The first thing is missional community. We just want to remind you guys, I know you probably are probably sick and tired of hearing it, but on Sunday nights we have online where we'll use an app called Zoom, and so at 6 o'clock, if you want to be a part of it, you can log in. Brad usually even posts the link for the Bible study if you want to look ahead, read over it, and be prepared, or have it with you. But if not, I can share my screen and we can have you guys join us that way. So Zoom, Sunday night, 6 o'clock. We actually have even started playing a few games online, so if you want to jump in with that, so don't miss out on that. Also, one last thing before we go, seniors, all right? I know, Rachel, I saw you were on here, so this is for you. We are doing a graduation recognition, and so Pastor Roger has already mentioned this through the main service, but Brad is going to be posting a link on our Facebook page to get a little bit more information where you could submit about yourself, and maybe you can even pick out a picture that you like. And so we're trying to get all of that in by next Wednesday, so that Sunday morning we can have a video put together. Joe will work hard on that from May the 3rd. So Pastor Roger has some of those things, but if you want to try to click that link, or if you know of any other seniors in our church, please shoot them a text. We'll also try to reach out to them, but we want to make sure we don't miss anybody and we recognize all our seniors. So those are the two big things, Zoom on Sunday night, and if any of our seniors want to get your information in by next Wednesday, that would be awesome. So thanks for joining us this week. We'll hope to see you on Sunday night or next week when we go live again. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.